Welcome to the National Entrepreneurs Member Spotlight, where we get an opportunity to connect with some of the organization's most dynamic and successful business owners and entrepreneurs. And man, I'm excited about today's program because we're going to get an opportunity to speak with the owners of the Mack Success Group about success. Let me see if I can bring them in here. All right, how you guys doing?
We're doing great, Van. How about yourself?
Okay, great, man. I'm excited about today's show because we're going to get an opportunity to talk about some success principles. And I think that that's very valuable and powerful, especially, during this particular time with all of the things going on. But
yes,
before we get into that, let's do a little intro and check out some of these credentials. Okay, ladies first. So Robin Anderson Mack helps youth and adults discover clarity of purpose and direction to execute a plan of action for creating their best life. As a certified professional life coach, Robin utilizes her educational, corporate, and vast life experiences to motivate, inspire, and equip others through coaching, workshops, seminars that focus on personal and professional development for successful living. James Mack enjoys sharing success-building information through coaching, seminars, and the internet. He is the author of the 6 Timeless Attributes of Success. James is also an ordained minister and certified life coach. He communicates practical concepts that will empower you to become more effective in your personal and professional objectives. Did I get it right, guys?
Yes, you did. You're right on point.
Tell us a little bit about why you started the Mack Group and who would you consider your target audience?
The reason of starting it is seeing the needs that people have, and a lot of this is dealing with personal development. Individuals need to continue to grow, to extend themselves, to be able to become their best self. And as we've looked at principles that are timeless, that deal with strategies and deal with laws, we found that if you implement these into your life, you can actually extend and to expand yourself to become the best that you can be and reach your full potential.
Excellent. Now, whom would you say your target audience is?
I would say the target audience is individuals that are desiring more success in their life. And that can be defined by, what do they see is important and vital in their life. To help them to gain more clarity of purpose so that they can live a more fulfilled and enriched life.
In the intro, it talks about Robin being a certified life coach. Robin, tell us a little bit about the impact of that and how it's been beneficial to your client base.
As a certified life coach, you have that, you have the integrity part of it, which is important to me. The integrity, you have a backing of an organization that is constantly giving you new development, new growth, and a backing letting you know that, these people have taken training. They're trained to do what they're called to do. They didn't just decide I want to become a coach, a life coach, because there are a lot of life coaches out there,
right,
but they're not certified and licensed to do life coaching.
Now I want to get into some of the keys to success. And incidentally, I just wanted to mention that James, I had an opportunity to do some reading from your book. And I've been knowing you a couple of years, and I didn't even realize that you were an author.
Yes.
And I actually read out of the first chapter, you share an interesting story about an individual that goes into a burger joint and the reception that they receive. Just speak on that briefly, because that's very powerful. And, it may parlay into some of the keys you're going to give us, but what inspired that particular story?
Okay, Van, and that does really tie right into one of the success keys that I will talk about, but referencing back to the book, as you said in the first chapter, attitude. And the book is comprised of 6 timeless attributes. So that covers attitude, communication, teamwork, information, vision, and excellence. And going to that first chapter that you talked about with the illustration I was using, going to a burger restaurant and getting something to eat, you can come across someone that has an attitude where they are participatory in you as an individual. They are making eye contact with you. They're engaged with you coming into their place of work. They're there to serve you if they have that proper attitude and have been trained to do so. We have gone to different places where we've had excellent customer service, and it makes us want to go back. And then we've gone to other places where people, they act like they're doing you a favor by just asking what your order is with a bad attitude. They might be on the phone. They're not making eye contact with you. Hey, what do you want? That kind of speaks to me in a very loud way that you're not seeing me as important as a client to you to service your business to keep you employed.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I didn't mean to jump ahead, but I just wanted to, kind of have you talk on that a little bit because it's very compelling. Now, getting to that first key to success, is that one of the keys or you have something else?
Another key, and I would say a key is like a principle, a strategy, or a law. These are things that can be used from whether it's 1950, 2000, 2020, 2030.
Okay.
These are underlying principles, and just like the law of gravity. The law of gravity has always been in effect. If you get on top of a building and somebody jumps off at 10 feet up and jumps from that building, they're going to come down because of the law of gravity is in effect. And with communication, that's one of the keys of success. I think communication is so vital because it's a way that we convey our ideas, our thoughts, and transmit those to another individual or group. And many times what happens is people don't properly or clearly communicate their idea or their intent. It could be misinterpreted.
Okay, so key number one, you would say, would be the communication piece.
Communication piece. And that is really comprised of 4 parts. That is writing, reading, speaking, and listening. And the thing that we do the most is actually taught the least, and that is listening. People have really not been trained to listen. When you look at a part of communication, there's many type of trainings that have gone forth or courses that have gone forth, such as the Dale Carnegie courses or the Toastmasters to communicate, to get up and speak and share ideas with an audience. But people in general have not been taught much about listening. And that is something, if you look at the statistics of it, we actually do 45% of our communication is through listening.
Okay, let's move on to the next key strategy for success. What do we got next?
Well, the next key strategy is setting goals. It's so important to set goals. Not only to set goals, you have to have a plan and strategy to achieve the goals. And goals have to be, you've heard the acronym SMART. You can have a goal, but is it specific? Can you measure it? Is it attainable? Is it realistic? And is it timely? It needs time-bound timing to the goal to make sure that it happens at a specific time. If not, it could linger on forever. So a lot of times people have goals, they don't want to write them down. It's important to write it down. Write it down, make it SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And make sure that you're constantly going back to that goal to make sure you're on track. Because some things change, and we have no control about those things. Like COVID, for instance, then you have to, readjust your goal. And like you said, Van, during these times, where people, may have lost their jobs and, they have to make an adjustment. It's time to refocus. And, you may need a new goal. You may need to get some new training. You may need to see what you currently are doing that you don't even realize you have a talent and skill that could be used in another area. So goal setting and with a plan and a strategy would be the second key.
Very powerful, Robin, very powerful. So, okay, let's kind of jump into the third strategy. I know you got a bunch of them, but we just wanted to focus on, for time constraints, 3 key ones. What would be our next one?
The next one, Van, would be, and it really just kind of ties into what Rob was talking about, it would be growth or development. Growth or development would be number 3, a strategy on continuing to aspire to success. And there was a quote we recently were exposed to, I fell in love with. It's by Eric Butterworth. And it says, don't just go through life, grow through life. So we want
Like
to
that.
continue to grow forward, not just go forward. So growth is assessing, where am I at? What do I have? What tools do I have? How can I take those tools, develop them, optimize them, and then hopefully get to the point where actually monetize them? And that's what the personal development that we talk about, is having individuals be able to open up their toolbox, so to speak, and really take an assessment of what they have. What are their skills, talents, abilities, and strengths, and being able to take those gifts that they have and develop them to the fullest. And then finding out ways in the marketplace, how can these be implemented? One observation I know that really has come to me over the past few weeks is that some people that may be what we call success from a financial standpoint may not be successful in their relationships or have harmony or peace in their heart. So when we're talking about success, we're talking about having a balance, having where you are, being able to sustain and take care of yourself, your family, but also having a sense of peace and harmony within your home, your family, and your community. We've seen individuals that have been from a outside standpoint, looked extremely successful, but yet we find out, and this has occurred in the news the past couple of years. I remember two individuals that I thought super successful, but they ended up committing suicide. And that just brought up a question mark that, is that really success? From the outside, it looks like it is, but to me, success is that you're balanced and that you have peace and harmony in all aspects of your life, with family, financially, health-wise, that you're maintaining a balance.
Man, you said some powerful things there when you talk about balance, and that's one of the things that I really learned a few years ago, that success isn't just about finance. And quite often we see people with money, we think, man, if I had their money, it would be all good. Everything, I wouldn't have any problems. But one of the things that I studied that talked about how you have to be able to be happy, comfortable with who you are before you get the money. Excellent. And last but not least, one of the things that popped in my mind as you were speaking, that, and this is one of the keys to success too, of surrounding yourself with positive, like-minded people who can be an influence and encouragement in the goals and things you are trying to accomplish in your life. So how important is being involved in an organization like the National Entrepreneurs Association been in your furthering development, as not only in business, but in just success in life in general?
I'd say it has been a wonderful experience being part of NEA. And we just want to acknowledge and say an appreciation to Dr. Allen and the organization that has been put together, and how it's expanding to bring entrepreneurs together. Because when entrepreneurs are together and go through challenging times and shifting times as we are now, we can be an encouragement to one another. And I think of a scripture that talks about iron sharpens iron. So I have something that I may be able to share with someone, and vice versa, they can share something with me, and we can continue to strive to go forward and realize that this is something that's new and unique to not just us, but actually everyone on this planet now. So I think the National Entrepreneurs Association has been just a plus and a deposit, I'll say, in my life, and I'll let Robin speak as well, but just the opportunity for the events that we had prior to COVID. And then we want to just say we have appreciated the events that have continued during COVID, to be able to continue to get information to help us to grow forward and to get more techniques, tools, and strategies. And that's something we're always looking to implement.
And I also think that the NEA has been really successful during this COVID, and the transition that you've made from, the in-person meetings and the conferences to have it, virtually. Is you haven't skipped a beat,
right?
And you used the technology, you learned it, and like all of us, when we first start out, we're gonna struggle a little bit, and then once you get started, you move forward.
I live by that old saying, which I'm sure you've heard: pressure creates diamonds.
That's true.
And you're right. We've been able to transition with the National Entrepreneur Association, and Zalanya, our founder and president, she's just stepped up and done some, phenomenal things that have actually been, great benefits. It doesn't hurt that she's somewhat of a perfectionist, right? So she wants things done right, and believe me, being her brother, I don't get cut any slack at all.
Understand.
So this was a great interview, and you two are, I consider you the dynamic duo, you know.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, being a team, you work so well together. But tell us, for individuals that want to learn a little bit more and connect with you, how do they get in touch with you?
Okay, and they can do that through the social media formats. The website is macksuccessgroup.net. And they also can connect with us on Facebook. That would be Mack Success Group on Facebook, also on Instagram and LinkedIn as well. And there's blogs that we have on the website. So if someone wants to just come and get some more information as far as some articles to read about on more strategies to go forward and grow forward, they'll find a blog there on macksuccessgroup.net to dig a little bit more. And we'll also be continually adding more tools available for them to grow and to enhance their life.
Right. And that book is still available on Amazon, correct?
The book is still available on Amazon. They can go to the link straight to Amazon, or they can come to our website. And also Robin has a book on our website that you can link to, and you can order that as well.
Excellent. Special thanks goes out to the Mack Success Group. And hey, remember, hit that subscribe button. To learn more about the National Entrepreneur Association, visit nationalentrepreneurs.org. I'm Van Allen. Until next time.